video, we're going to look at how you can share a form from the Microsoft Forms homepage. So navigating to your homepage in Forms, open and access the form that you wish to share. From here, in the top right hand corner, you have access to the share options. From here, it will open up the window so that you can control and manipulate your share settings for this individual form. So as default, it will be selected that anyone can respond to your form, and it'll give you a number of different ways in which you can share that. This is most likely what you will use if you are externally sharing this form, so to be accessed, for example, by patients. If it is an internal form, then you can change the options using the drop-down arrow to only people in your organisation can respond. And this will mean anyone that has access to the Trust Office 365 account, so via their email address, would be able to access the form. And then you also have specific people in my organisation can respond. And this would be typing in the name or a group of people, or even the email address of the person that you wish to share the form with. For all of these options, you have a number of different ways you can actually share the form itself. So the first is to just copy the link to the form. You just copy the link and then paste it in whatever appropriate way to share with the members that need to complete the form. You can do this via a shortened URL now as well. And then below you have a couple of additional options to just using the standard link. You have the option to download and create a QR code that recipients can scan on their phone or tablet device to access. This is a really great way to share the form, perhaps in a doctor's surgery, to have the QR code printed and popped on display for patients to access. You can also use an embed link so that you can copy the code and paste it into a web page or a Sway and have your form directly embedded into a website. And then finally, you can get an email template that has the link to your form to be able to send out via email. So there are all the different options for how you can share your form when you are collecting responses. You'll notice that you also have some additional options to share your form as a template, and this gets a link to duplicate a copy of that form. So if I get a link to duplicate, anyone with this link can then duplicate my form. So this could be myself creating another copy of the form, and you'll see it gives me an option to duplicate it. And because this is within my same Forms account, it names it Family Doctor Services Registration Copy. I could then edit the name of that form. So perhaps this is going to be a form for a specific surgery. So I can edit the name of the form and then collect the data for that specific surgery. And I could have actually sent out that duplicate link maybe to one of my neighbouring surgeries, and they could have created in their Forms account a duplicate copy of my form and edited it as they needed to. So that's the sharing as a template link to duplicate a form. You also have a share to collaborate link that you can access. So this gets a link that you can be viewed and edited of the form. So this means it's collaborative access to this form that I have access to. So perhaps it's the other administrators within my surgery need access to the form, or perhaps actually it's people that need to be able to view the responses to the form. Now, depending on who this is, it's likely that you would like to use people within your organisation to be able to view and edit. But there could be instances where you need external people who have access to an Office 365 account to be able to access it. But in general, I suggest that you would use people in my organisation, or even specific people, and name the people that you want to be able to have access to that form. So you can just start to type in their name, bring up their account and give them access. You can also copy the link and send that across to people so that they can use the link to have the collaborative access. What that will then enable is that people will then be able to edit the form alongside you, but also see any responses to the forms as well. So it can be really useful for those forms that you do need to collaborate on. So that covers the share settings for forms and how you can share those forms for responses or also for collaboration, both internally and externally.